Welcome to our screencast. This is an introduction to the Visual Art Specification for Junior Cycle. For the purpose of this screencast, it might be useful to download a copy of the specification. You can find it on curriculumonline.ie and also through a link on this website, jct.ie. From there, you can click Visual Art on the homepage, followed by Key Documents, and you will see our Visual Art Specification. In this folder, you will also find a link to our assessment guidelines, which details all of the information on our classroom-based assessments, and the framework for Junior Cycle, which outlines the key educational changes the Department of Education and Skills are putting in place for all Junior Cycle students. Before we look at the specification, here are some terminology changes you may not be familiar with. What was previously called Junior Certificate at lower second level is now referred to as Junior Cycle. Before, we had a syllabus, and now we have a specification. And the title of our subject, Art, Craft and Design, is now known as Visual Art. First, we will look at the aim for Junior Cycle Visual Art. I would invite you to pause this presentation to read the aim and to perhaps reflect on the possibilities for your students. We have made a video scribe, which is a visual representation of this aim. You can access it on jct.ie under Resources and Aim. There are 3 strands in visual art. They are Art, Craft and Design. They are of equal importance and can be studied together or in isolation. Cross-cutting the 3 strands are our 5 elements. They are Critical and Visual Language, Drawing, Visual Culture and Appreciation, the Art Elements and Design Principles, and Media. In the next number of slides, we break these elements into visual representations. I would ask you to pause on each one and read the accompanying paragraph and consider the image beside each one. Critical and Visual Language, Drawing, Visual Culture and Appreciation, Art Elements and Design Principles, Media. As you can see, each element cross-cuts all 3 strands equally. From each element we pull our learning outcomes, which will form the basis for our planning for first years. Learning outcomes are statements in curriculum specifications to describe the knowledge, understanding, skills and values students should be able to demonstrate after a period of learning. There are 15 learning outcomes in art, 15 in craft and 15 in design. They are to be addressed over the 3 years of Junior Cycle Visual Art. Here is our learning outcome poster. It can be downloaded on this website under Visual Art Resources. Across the top are the 3 strands of Art, Craft and Design, and along the side are the 5 elements. Each of the learning outcomes are grouped by both the strand and element. The learning outcomes are where we will begin to plan for our first year students. If we take a minute to look a little closer at the art strand and the element of drawing, we can see 1.4, 1.5 and 1.6. It is important to note that the numbering is not suggesting a hierarchy of importance, but is intended to support planning. A closer look at 1.4 shows a learning outcome that may be suitable for first, second and third years, depending on the age and stage of your students and how you break the outcome into learning intentions. We will be discussing learning intentions under the umbrella of formative assessment during our workshops, and we will demonstrate breaking down learning outcomes further in our online webinar series. The work that students engage with over the 3 years of Junior Cycle will be documented in a visual art sketchpad. This sketchpad can be physical or digital, and the format is to be decided by the teacher in collaboration with the students. On jct.ie under CPD Workshop Day 1, you will find a useful video of textile artist Sandra Rhodes talking us through her sketchbooks. We have also devised a timeline to help you in planning for visual art over 3 years. This can be accessed on jct.ie under Planning. So, for your first year students, we would select the most relevant learning outcomes for the age and stage of your students and document this work into a visual art sketchpad. There are many supports available to you as well as your visual art CPD days. We also have a Twitter page on which you can access the most up-to-date news and information. We hope you found this screencast useful. Should you have any further questions, please email info@jct.ie. Thank you.